Welcome to our showcase on operating system. This is the login page for the system. Each user has their own username and password to access the system. We have implemented two-factor authentication to ensure that only you can log in and prevent unauthorized access using your credentials. Once logged in, you will be greeted with a comprehensive dashboard that provides an overview of your tasks and activities as a consultant. You can easily view the files you are currently working on and stay updated on your progress. Additionally, the dashboard displays any tasks that require your attention for each of the current files. You will also find helpful reminders to assist you in your consulting role. For instance, if there are any lease reminders, you will be prompted to contact the transferee and arrange for the renewal of their property lease. We also provide visa and immigration reminders to ensure that you stay informed about upcoming expirations of work permits or visas for transfers within the next 3 months. These reminders are readily accessible on the dashboard once you log in. Now, let me demonstrate how effortlessly you can create a new file. Before we proceed, you can review the list of files that the consultant is currently working on. This section provides you with important details such as the transferee's name, the specific services being delivered, and the company you are working with. For instance, you may be collaborating with a local company or an RMC, relocation management company. Furthermore, you can easily identify the consultant responsible for managing the file and view its current status. Now, let's move on to a quick demonstration on how to create a new file within the system. Essentially, all you need to do is assign a name to the file. For example, you can simply use your own name by entering your first name and last name, and provide an email address. If you don't have an email address at the moment, that's perfectly fine too. After this step, you will need to specify the origin and destination for this particular case. For instance, if I'm relocating from the UK to Egypt, I would select those options and click on Submit. Now, you have successfully created a file in the system that you can begin working on. However, if you wish to add more details, such as designating it as a VIP client file or marking it as confidential, you can certainly do so. After this step, you will need to specify which services you will be providing for this particular file and transferee. You can easily add the service by selecting it from the available options. For instance, if you are assisting with home finding, you can simply add it here and save it. As a result, you will see the home finding service listed. If you are also providing support for visa immigration, you can select that option as well, and if necessary, you can modify the name accordingly. You have the flexibility to make changes as needed. For instance, if you want to modify it to work visa, you can easily do so. So now, for this file, you already have 2 services that have been added. For demonstration purposes, let's select Spain. Additionally, we'll assign one of your managers as the file manager. This will allow you to specify who will provide assistance for this service and which consultant will handle it. If you have any field consultants, you can also add them to the assignment. After completing this step, you're all set and ready to proceed. Simply save the file, and you'll notice that it has now transitioned to the created status. When you're ready to commence delivering the service, just click the Progress button to transition it from the Created to the In Progress. Once you transition the file to the In Progress, you can proceed with ordering the necessary services, such as home finding or work visa assistance. Within the system, each file has a transferee profile, enabling the transferee to use our app or portal to update their data. This data will automatically sync back to the system, saving you time by eliminating the need for manual data entry and reducing the risk of human error. Previously, when information was received via email and consultants had to retype all the details, there was a higher chance of mistakes occurring. By utilizing our system, you gain access to a portal where the transferee can easily update all their information. Any updates they make will be seamlessly sent back to the operating system. For instance, they can indicate their marital status, provide details about their nationality, and more. Whatever information they save within the portal will be automatically transmitted back to your system, ensuring that you have the most up-to-date and accurate data. Alright, so this is the profile section. Additionally, as part of the process, you will request them to fill in a needs assessment form, right? Similarly, if you utilize our system and share the customer-facing web portal with them, they will have the ability to provide you with the lease assessment through this platform. Likewise, if they update any data, such as adding one item per month, it will be reflected in the system. They can utilize the customer web portal to update the housing budget for you, and the data will be sent back to the operating system. As a result, your consultant will have this information readily available in the system, eliminating the need for them to manually input it themselves. This feature saves you time and reduces the risk of human error. So, this is how the needs assessment works. The specific details of the needs assessment will depend on the type of services you are assisting them with. In this case, you are assisting them with home finding and work visa, which means there are two distinct types of needs assessment within the file. For instance, if we consider the visa immigration aspect, you will notice that the inquiries are more specific to visa immigration requirements. For instance, you can enter details such as the name on the passport, passport number, and expiry date. These details provide you with the necessary information to effectively handle the visa immigration service. Additionally, within the file, you have the ability to create invoices and send them to the client. For example, if you have already added 2 services, you can utilize these service items to generate an invoice for the client. To do this, simply navigate to the invoice section, where you will find fields to enter your company name and address. Once completed, you can easily send the invoice to your client directly from the system. The next feature is the workflow, which serves as a tool to help you keep track of the tasks you're working on. Let's take home finding as an example. You can utilize a predefined home finding template that simplifies the process. Each time your consultant works on the file, they can follow this template by completing tasks such as introducing field consultants, sending the final itinerary, and conducting moving inspections. As you complete each task, the percentage of completion increases, providing a clear overview of progress. This progress information can also be shared with the transferee or HR, allowing them to see the status of each task. For instance, the transferee can see that you have already completed 4 out of 6 tasks, indicating that only 2 tasks remain. This feature allows you to notify the transferee, whether they are using the portal or the app. Additionally, we have a mail service within the file, which enables you to send and receive emails using our system. This means you can conveniently manage all your emails in one central location, eliminating the need to check multiple accounts or colleagues' Outlook inboxes. To send an email, simply open the draft and compose your message. If you wish to send an email, you can easily select the recipient from the provided list. However, if you need to send it to someone who is not listed, you can simply type their email address in this field. Once you have selected or entered the recipient, you can proceed to change the subject line if desired. For instance, if you are sending them a home finding itinerary, you can customize the subject accordingly. Additionally, you have the option to attach a document to the email. Furthermore, you can utilize predefined email templates and send them to your clients. To do this, simply click on the Template button and select one of the pre-existing templates. By using templates, you eliminate the need to fill in the email body from scratch every time you send an email. Instead, you can make minor modifications, such as updating the date or adjusting the location, as necessary. Using templates can save you time by eliminating the need to create an email from scratch every time you send one through the system. When you're ready to send the email, you can double-check the recipient and ensure that the correct attachment is included. This verification step allows you to confirm the details before sending the email. If everything looks good, you can proceed to send it. Once sent, the email will be filed back into the system for your reference. As you can see, you have the inbox where you receive incoming emails, and the outbox where your sent emails are stored. For example, the email I just sent to the client will be in the outbox. Similarly, if I send an email to myself, it will also be grouped in the outbox. Now let's move on to the document section within the file. Each file has its own document center where you can upload all the documents related to that specific file. For example, if the file is related to visa immigration, you may want to upload the documents received from the transferee. To do this, simply select the appropriate subfolder, choose the document you wish to upload, and then upload it to the file. This ensures that everyone in your team can easily access and locate the documents without having to constantly ask each other for the whereabouts of specific documents, such as a passport copy. The system allows you to have a centralized location for all the documents within each file. Once you have the document within the file, you can also easily send it from the system to the transferee, HR, or anyone you wish to send it to. Simply select the document and choose the option to send it. You can then either type out an email or select the intended recipient, like this. And then send it out from the system here as well. However, it's always important to ensure that you're sending the correct document every time you send an email or document by email. You can always double-check by simply double-clicking on the document to confirm that it is the right one. For instance, if I'm sending a passport copy to the transferee, I would want to verify that this is the correct document before sending it out. This way, you can avoid any potential errors or mistakes when communicating with the transferee. The next feature is the Notes section. In the Notes section, you can add notes to provide updates for yourself or your team. Additionally, you can use the Notes section to communicate with the HR or the transferee as well. For instance, if you want to make a note to notify yourself or your team that everyone is working on this file, you can create internal notes for that purpose. For example, if you want to remind everyone to discuss the housing budget only with the HR, you can create a note specifying that the housing budget discussions should be limited to the HR. This note will serve as a reminder for everyone involved in the file, including the transferee. What you can do is create an internal note and save it. In this case, everyone who has access to this file can see the note and be reminded of the information it contains. It serves as a reminder for the team. Additionally, for the Notes session, you can create a note and use it to communicate with the transferee team. For example, if you want to inform the transferee about the scheduled home search on May 20th, you can create a note for that. By selecting Consultant to Transferee, the transferee will receive this information when they use our mobile app or customer web portal. Simply save the note, and it will be shared with the transferee. The same process applies for other communication notes. If the transferee or the HR want to reply back to you, they can also use the notes in the web portal to send their response. The next feature is the survey. After completing the service, it's important to gather feedback. You can send a survey from the system and email it to the transferee, asking them to complete it for you. This allows you to assess your performance and gather valuable insights. Of course, when it comes to the survey, you have the flexibility to design it according to your preferences. You can customize the survey questions and format using our system. This allows you to tailor the survey to gather the specific feedback you need from the transferee. This concludes the overall core features of our operating system. Contact us today to learn more and schedule a demo.